Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome to the channel where we talk about the joys of stock market investing and all things long-term dividend gain. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit the subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Well, guys, yesterday Tesla had its AI Day 2022. And in this day, they unveiled what the Tesla bot, would somewhat look like. Now, before we get into all of that, the AI Day was basically a day where it was almost, I don't want to say a job fair, but they're trying to recruit more engineers and I guess scientists that are in the robotics in an attempt to, further go on with the research of this Tesla bot. Now, the first thing they showed was a robot that is called the Bumble C model. Now, what I gather from this robot, when they first broke open the window, the curtain, and brought this robot out, the robot walked, which was, anticipated. The robot was very developmental, and he himself, Elon Musk, was there, and I got to give him a lot of credit. The man spoke. He didn't speak where he was like he was hiding the truth or trying to impress somebody. That's what I like about the man. He's very approachable. It seems like he's very approachable and he's very real. He seems like a very down to earth, normal person when he talks. It seems like he's real uppity and such. But you get what I'm saying. The first robot came out was called Bumble C. Now this robot that came out, it was quirky. It walked, mechanically. It took small steps. You could tell it was. Looking at it, you could tell it was a robot. It was very robotic in its movements and telegraph. The reason why I brought up Elon Musk, he was honest. He said, "Listen, guys, this is the first time this robot has walked without a tether on it." And when he says tether, he's talking about, I guess, where it's on a remote control. Like when you see these robotics in labs, they have remote controls where they're controlled, and they have a tether, like a cord, going up there to send the commands. It was fully autonomous, which was cool. He said that this, because I'm looking at the robot, real quick point. I'm looking at the robot and I'm like, we got wires all on the arms and all these blinking lights. Like if you look in the back of your server or something, like on a computer. And I'm like, man, and a lot of stuff was bulky, like it was just patchwork together. And I was like, man, this ain't really impressive. Until he said this, it was made from off the shelf parts. And I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. This is not what the robot's going to look like by far. He came out, walked around in a circle, waved and shit. The cuss, waved, and it went back. It went back inside the thing, make a long story short. And he talked about, he said, yeah, it was made with off the shelf parts and things like that. And that was it. And I was like, wow, that's what he was showing. I'm like, that can't be it. Because, I'm just knowing Elon Musk and Tesla. I'm like, this can't be it. With all the technology these guys are talking about and things they're doing, they got to have something better than this. And they did. The assistant that was helping me on stage, she said, well, you got something else to show us, right? He said, oh, yeah, that's right. He said, I'm going to introduce you to the Optimus bot. So when he brought out the Optimus bot, it was a whole different thing. Now we go with the impressions. When the Optimus bot came out, now you've seen pictures on Google or wherever of the Tesla bot. This Optimus bot, its appearance was somewhat closer to that Tesla bot rendition. Now this bot came out, you didn't see any of the actuators and things like that moving, right? This bot, along with the Bumble C, I forgot to add this point, this bot has the same navigation. I don't even want to use the word navigation. The same auto drive capabilities where like it sees and vision and like it senses things as the car. But this bot, right, came out. It had fully designed, Tesla designed actuators, battery packs, and moving control systems that are conducive, specifically custom to the robotics part. So basically, it had no car parts when they made this thing except the chip, the guidance chip. Now, I thought it was cool because basically, if all these parts are custom to it, you know, they're making waves in the robotics field to where all of these parts are custom to the robot, distinctive to that, and it's not no car part. So it's a branch off of the car, which we already knew the robotics section was. But the thing that's cool is the fingers and thumbs were independent. He spoke on them. They all moved independently, so it could pick up tools and perform certain tasks. Now, the design and the reason why this robot was built was to perform dangerous, boring, and repetitive tasks, in the workplace. So it's going to try to, with him having this robot, it's going to, number one, eliminate boring jobs nobody wants to do. Two, eliminate humans from doing dangerous work, which I think is phenomenal. And three, a lot of repetitive work. So I guess later on in life, carpal tunnel won't be a problem. Carpal tunnel syndrome won't be a problem for some people. But on a serious side, he said this is the one thing he said that really stuck out to me and really got me excited. He said it's designed with the same discipline as when they built the car, meaning they're going to produce it at a high rate and it's made for quick assembly. It's like they're going to mass produce it. So that already lets me know that right now they're intricately building parts, separate parts, for the body of the robot. Now, another thing that's cool is the robot stands 5'8". It weighs 145 pounds, right? It can lift 45 pounds, deadlift 45 pounds, and it can over the head lift 10 pounds. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's good for a robot that's, about to hit the market eventually and be around humankind, and it's a humanoid robot. So I think that's a win. The robot itself is called the Optimus Bot, like I spoke before. It couldn't walk on its own. It came out on a platform, and I knew it was light because people were moving it like it. And I'm like, man, because it looked like because the way the robot looked, it had the black visor face, like the Tesla bots is pictured to having, and it was so streamlined, like it had an exoskeleton on it, whereas the Bumblebee didn't. You could see all of the working, automation parts. And he said it couldn't walk on its own, but he's anticipating that in a few weeks, not months, weeks. So, and he said, what you're looking at, with the Optimus Bot is fairly close to the appearance of the future production line robot. So that was cool. But the thing he said that stuck out with me in the end that really shook me up was he said they developed this to be under $20,000. So hitting the market, it's affordable to a lot of people. And that blew my mind. $20,000, you can have a robot. Under $20,000, you can have a robot in your house doing tasks for you, especially, if you're elderly or just if you want companionship or something. I mean, $20,000, under $20,000, you can't beat that. And that really opened my mind as a Tesla investor. I was like, man, if he can make this thing really hit under $20,000, man, it's going to be the newest craze, and I really like it. I really like the idea. Now, this robot moved and it looked more human. And I realized something about robotics, and this is something that I realized about myself, how I see it, and I know a lot of other people see it. When a robot looked like a robot, you ain't impressed. Because when the Bumblebee came out, even though we was doing all of the robot stuff and moving like a robot, and y'all was like, man, it got to be more than this, than that. But the thing that was crazy, when this robot came out, it was streamlined and it looked like a humanoid. Like the exoskeleton looked like body parts, like the legs looked like thigh. It was shaped in the metal was shaped in the form of thighs, and it was very, it had a chest, and it's just the shape of it was very human-like. My whole idea of it looked different because of the appearance, and I was like, yeah, I can see this thing taking off. But all in all, the thing was 3 hours. I didn't look at the whole 3 hours. I just wanted to get to the part with the bot. And initially, I wasn't impressed. And I think that he was shooting for that. Like, okay, yeah, they might be, if they're impressed with this, the next robot he showed, the Optimus Bot, compared to the Bumble C, it was apples and oranges. It looked different. I was like, well, okay, now this is what I see. But as it came out, I seen the vision. I'm happy to be a part of the Tesla, being a Tesla investor, and I'm excited because I'm telling you, if they making this thing under $20,000 as a startup when it first comes out, and they try to make things lower in price, over time with more features. I'm very surprised. I'm very anxious to see what this thing can do in society moving forward, you know, as far as the development goes. But guys, man, I just wanted to chime in a little bit. I'm excited. If you're a Tesla uh owner of Tesla stock and you haven't seen these videos, I suggest you check them out. Because and if you're not an investor in Tesla, with the prices at right now and what they're bringing out, because remember, Tesla's not just cars, people. It may be worth your taking a look at, because this man got a plan and he's doing a lot of things that are like, groundbreaking. And this robotic thing in 5 years, in 5 years, I think this thing is really going to take off. And I'll be right there as a stockholder, and proud of it. But yeah, it's Saturday morning, guys. I just wanted to chime in a little bit about what I watched in the video last night. It was on my head. I figured I'd, share a little bit with you guys out there. But as always, guys, man, leave me a comment. If you've seen the video, tell me what you think. What did you get from it? Let's talk about it. If you're a Tesla investor, are you happy about what you've seen? If you plan on buying more Tesla like me, either way, just drop me a comment. Let me know what's going on. As always, like, share, comment, and like I said, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening to me as always, and I'll see you in the next video.